Good evening, and welcome to Vortex News. We begin tonight with a truly shocking case out of Farmington. On September 20th, 2024, Farmington police arrived at a seemingly ordinary home with a search warrant. They were there to investigate a 15-year-old girl's horrifying claims of abuse at the hands of her father, James Jackson, and his girlfriend, Patricia Madrid. The victim, who is autistic, alleged she was locked in a chicken coop for months, starved, and subjected to unimaginable punishments. What happened next was a tense standoff. As police attempted to enter the home, Patricia Madrid appeared to stall, even using her dogs to try and slow them down. After a full sweep of the house came up empty, officers spotted something suspicious. James Jackson was seen peeking out a window, seemingly hiding in an area of the home that had already been checked. He was found hiding inside a futon. James was arrested for resisting police, but the investigation was just beginning. During interviews, both James and Patricia denied every allegation, from the confinement to the starvation. But the digital evidence told a different story. In a series of disturbing text messages, investigators uncovered the chilling truth. They found messages where Patricia casually discussed building a cage for the victim and another message to James that read, "Don't feed her until she's dying for food and starving." The search of the home also produced a chain and padlock eerily similar to one Patricia had sent a picture of to James, with a clear instruction to lock her in. For months, the case unfolded, with the community outraged by the allegations and the fact that both James and Patricia were out on bond. Then, in a stunning twist, just 8 days after their arrest, a frantic 911 call changed everything. The caller was Giselle, Patricia's daughter. Patricia Madrid had been shot multiple times in her own driveway and was found unresponsive. The scene was chaotic. Police had to navigate a hysterical teenage girl while trying to secure a crime scene with the shooter potentially still at large. Giselle, visibly distraught, told officers her mother was on her way to court for the stupid child abuse case. She believed the shooting was a result of the negative public reaction to the case. She even floated a theory that it could have been her stepbrother, Jonathan, who she claims had a history of violence and had threatened to kill her and her mother. The identity of the shooter and the motive remain unknown at this time. What we do know, the case built on cruelty and lies has now taken a far more sinister turn. In the immediate aftermath of Patricia Madrid's shooting, James Jackson, the victim's father, was a person of interest, but he was quickly cleared after license plate readers showed he was at the courthouse for their scheduled appearance at the time of the shooting. He was, however, taken into custody on an active warrant for failure to comply. Meanwhile, Patricia's daughter, Giselle, spoke with police about the mounting public fury. The arrests of James and Patricia had made headlines, leading to death threats, rocks being thrown at their home, and widespread harassment.
But as police searched for the man seen on a bicycle fleeing the scene, they found a critical piece of evidence. Surveillance video from a nearby home showed the suspect loading the bike into an older model blue pickup truck. This truck belonged to Patricia's ex-husband, Mark Sandoval. Mark had been in contact with investigators just days before the murder, believing his daughter Giselle was also a victim. With this new evidence, Mark became the prime suspect. Investigators lured him to the station under the pretense of discussing a plan for Giselle. But the conversation quickly turned confrontational when detectives revealed their true intentions to seize his phone, his DNA, and his clothing. As the situation escalated, Mark began to shout at officers, referencing his own history and frustration with the legal system. Mark vehemently denied any wrongdoing and refused to cooperate without a search warrant, which police were in the process of obtaining. He was eventually allowed to leave after his DNA and clothing were seized. But what happened next blew the case wide open. The following day, investigators found a dump site containing a bicycle, a handgun, and other items matching those seen in the surveillance footage.
They also found a pair of glasses, but a key detail emerged. The prescription on the glasses from the dump site did not match Mark's. This meant their prime suspect might not be the shooter. The new break in the case came from a pair of brand new shoes also found at the dump site. Using a photograph of the shoes, an officer went to Walmart and was able to locate a matching pair. The store's security footage led them to a stunning revelation. The man who purchased the shoes and a gas can a day before the murder was not Mark, but his older brother, Matthew Sandival. He was also identified by a distinct tattoo on his hand. The glasses from the dump site were also an exact match to a pair Matthew had purchased the year before. Matthew Sandival was formally charged with first-degree murder and tampering with evidence. He remained silent, offering no motive for the killing. But the chain of events that began with a lie has now come to a close with a verdict on the horizon. Meanwhile, James Jackson faces 14 felony counts of child abuse and conspiracy, and Georgia Jackson has been granted temporary guardianship with her maternal grandmother, finding a new hope for a life free from abuse. For Vortex News, I'm MK. I got the source from Explore With Us channel, and the link is in the description below.